Knockouts are one of the most interesting yet unpredictable moments in the sweet science of boxing. They can be quite scary, but at the same time, thrilling. We made a video on 60 minutes of brutal boxing knockouts. After seeing your reception, we decided to continue with another 40 minutes of uninterrupted, brutal boxing knockouts for you to enjoy. Japanese champion Kenichi Agawa made the first defense of his IBF super featherweight title against Welsh challenger Joe Cordina.
12 rounds for the IBF super featherweight championship, and for Joe Cordina, a lifetime's ambition. Fighters on the road, Agawa's early task in this famous arena in Cardiff.
The bout got off to a cagey start, with both men showing good skills in defense.
He settled well, Cordina.
Smart left hook from Agawa.
But barely a minute into the second round, Cordina connected with a brutal right hand that turned the lights out on the Japanese champion.
Because you've got to do something for him to...
Oh, brilliant right hand!
What a right hand!
Kenichi Agawa is out on the canvas. The most stunning finish before the halfway stage of the second round. And Cardiff explodes in celebration. Wales has another world champion, and Joe Cordina, the man.
In October 2022, Australian Liam Parro defended his WBO Global Light Welterweight title against unbeaten compatriot Brock Jarvis.
Now we go.
With less than a minute to go in the opening round, Parro landed a vicious left hand that Jarvis didn't see coming.
Parro goes 1, 2, and 5. Down goes Brock Jarvis. And it's
Jarvis made multiple failed attempts to return to his feet before the fight was waved off.
It's a victory from Liam Parro, who has stopped Jarvis in the opening round of this domestic showdown.
What a statement.
That was huge. Hopefully Brock's...
Namibian Olympian Julius Indengo got his first shot at a world title against Russian Edward Troyanovsky for the IBF and IBO Light Welterweight Championship.
IBF и IBO. Оба. Посмотрим, что он покажет сегодня здесь.
Indengo, who was fighting for the first time outside his native Namibia, came into the bout as a huge underdog. However, this won't matter in the fight, as Indengo needed only one perfect punch to end the fight 40 seconds into the first round.
Будет двигаться вперед. О, и это нокаут! Это нокаут! Вот это да! Первым же практически точным ударом.
Левый прямой, точно в челюсть.
Вот посмотрите, точный удар в челюсть в первом раунде, и Эдуард Трояновский проигрывает бой нокаутом.
In his 12th professional bout, Anthony Joshua took on Brazil's Raphael Love. No one expected Zumbano to give Joshua any challenge. However, the fight is memorable because of Joshua's devastating second-round knockout over Zumbano.
Wytrzymał Shannonem Brooksem, jak wspominałeś, to był sparring, tutaj nie wytrzyma nawet 2 rund.
Ale nawet jak było w reakcji na moment, Zumbano Love opuścił rękę przy odejściu, momentalnie wykorzystał to Joshua i koniec pojedynku. No.
Ciężki knockout, jeszcze jest nieprzytomny. No proszę, nawet się nie spocił, mógłby iść na jakąś imprezę.
In June 2007, Victor Ortiz squared off against Maxi Quas in his first scheduled 10-round bout.
Bueno, nos decía Roberto Grandpa Garcia que trabaja en la esquina de...
However, Ortiz made short work of Cuevas, knocking him out with a vicious combination at the end of round 1.
Otra vez el uppercut después de conectar con esa izquierda, lastima y a la lona va Cuevas, lastimado y no creo que se incorporó. Él está completamente ido, está con espasmos inclusive, ya debe de parar la pelea muy bien. Ray Scott debe de subir el médico debe subir porque está teniendo espasmos ahí Maximino Cuevas. Tienen que sacar el protector bucal para empezar. Lo primero que tienen que hacer. Impresionante.
In his 16th professional fight, 1976 Olympic gold medalist Michael Spinx took on former light heavyweight champion Marvin Johnson.
To Broom, 1-1 from Broom. They fought the next day, and that's when Spinx showed his competitive spirit.
Johnson got off to a fast start, but his success was short-lived as Spinx stopped him with a perfect left hand in round 4.
Johnson up in a hurry. Minute 10 seconds left. It came from nowhere. It was a left this time. It was not the wanted right. Johnson had left himself wide open. When you fight the way Johnson was fighting, this may be it. It is it. A tremendous left hook knockout.
In November 2013, Adonis Stevenson defended his WBC and the Ring light heavyweight titles against British challenger Tony Bellew.
Coming to knock you out. Bellew has never been knocked out, been dropped, but has always gotten up with a big punch.
Bellew's fighting pretty smart
against opponents who weren't smart enough.
Their power was right there with Bellew Stewart like that.
Get into the later rounds. 1s and 1-2s. And Stevenson, now he's starting to put some punches together.
Oh, good shot.
Bellew's fighting back, and down goes Stevenson. Referee Michael Griffin called it a slip. Stevenson might have gotten a break. Bellew feeling the heat now.
Both men went toe-to-toe for the first 5 rounds of the bout. Then, in round 6, Stevenson floored Bellew with a left hand.
Get ahead of Tony Bellew and not follow him around so he can do that with the left hand. Punch! And not follow him around so he can do.
Bellew got back up and the fight was allowed to continue. However, Bellew found himself on the receiving end of more punishment moments later before the referee stepped in to stop the fight.
Defenseless against Stevenson's left hand, and that was a good stoppage because it saved him from serious damage.
It sure did.
Even though Bellew said, hey, let me get up, that was not a situation where he's stopping the fight because the fighter's on the floor. It's a situation where he's caught up in the corner, completely defenseless, getting punched in the face by a damaging puncher. Very good stoppage.
Mission accomplished, Superman.
In 2021, undefeated Vladislav Serenko defended his WBC Asian heavyweight title against Russian veteran Alexander Ustinov.
За успехи в кикбоксинге. Поначалу действительно все шло неплохо, а потом как-то.
With only a minute left in round 1, Serenko trapped Ustinov in a corner and landed a flush right hook.
Панику, если пропускает удары.
Вот как сейчас.
Да, и сейчас пошел и прям сразу
это
же.
Нокаут был.
Да, это прямо нокаут был, еще даже стоячий, потому что оперся Устинов на канаты тогда, но был уже, по сути говоря, в отключке, да, так или иначе. Но все-таки Серенко решил доработать так, чтобы упал Александр. Ну и...
Curtis Stevens and Mexican veteran Saul Roman faced off in a scheduled 10-round bout.
That NABF belt back and hoping to do even more now on what is.
Stevens came out aggressively, throwing heavy combinations that sent Roman down to the canvas only a minute into the fight.
Roman back against the ropes. Roman in trouble early. Stevens trying to put it away. Roman is staggering. Somehow he's standing up. A barrage from Stevens, but Roman is still down. Now he's down. The left got him and he goes.
Roman returned to his feet and fought back bravely. But just when it seemed the Mexican veteran was beginning to find his rhythm, Stevens unloaded again and ended the fight with a perfect left hook.
Stevens knocks him down. He's out. It's over. Stevens has knocked out Roman.
And there's the power that we've been talking about, that vaunted power. That's why everybody is talking about Curtis Stevens. He's got that one-punch power in the middleweight division. Unbelievable knockout by Curtis Stevens.
Stevens fighting a gritty, tough veteran who had been in a slugfest through 9 rounds his last time out.
In March 2011, former world title challenger Albert Snowski faced Alexander Dimitrenko for the European heavyweight title.
No rapid punch. 10 centimeter.
After 11 rounds of back-and-forth battle, Dimitrenko found a home for a right uppercut that immediately puts Snowski to sleep.
Weiter und macht weiter mit und geht Risiko und schlägt Snowski K.O. Der Kampf ist aus. Alexander Dimitrenko ist alter und neuer Europameister.
In June 1996, old rivals Frankie Ly and Tim Litt met in a rematch with Lyles' WBA super middleweight title on the line.
Often been mentioned as possible opponents for the likes of Ben and Eubank. It's never quite happened. Of Tim Littles, who fought this side of the water quite recently in court. Lyles is a very, very difficult man to get.
Lyles came out strong in the opening round, dropping Littles with a left hook.
Very confidently, Corn just coming in, doubled up the power of the punch.
The round unexpectedly ended after 2 minutes, giving Littles enough time to recover. Littles came out firing in round 2, but was eventually knocked down the second time at the end of the round. However, Littles came out guns blazing in round 3 and knocked Lyles through the ropes. Lyles desperately held on as Littles continued to unload more punishment.
And on the scorecards, we reckon Littles would have gone into the round.
But with less than 10 seconds to go in the round, Lyles found a home for a devastating hook that immediately ended the show.
What an incredible fight that was. Frankie Ly is still the WBA Super Middleweight Championship. He had Littles down in every round. He was on.
In May 2017, 19-year-old Daniel Dubois took on David Howe in his third professional bout.
A week or two back, how long is David Howe going to be able to withstand?
The teenage prospect caught the 36-year-old Howe with a massive right hand, ending the scheduled 4-round bout only 40 seconds into the first round.
Very, very strong. Oh, big punch. That's the right hand. First big punch that connects, and I think that's over. I think that's going to be good night so far as Dave Howe's concerned. He literally doesn't know what has hit him. He has gone, and it is all over. Daniel Dubois, the young man from Greenwich, has absolute dynamite in his fists, and he caught him that time with an absolute peach. And Dave Howe.
In April 1992, Frank Bruno took on Cuban powerhouse Jose Ribalta in a scheduled 10-round bout.
Bruno in the red front in 4.5 years.
Bruno looked sharp from the start as he easily dominated the fight and hurt Ribalta. However, the Cuban veteran showed resilience and refused to go down. In round 2, Bruno trapped Ribalta against the ropes and unleashed a series of unanswered punches that sent Ribalta sprawling to the canvas.
Good right hand, and the man's right above me, and he's almost coming out on top of me. And down goes Ribalta, and what are people going to say about that? Was that a bum opponent? Everybody said he was a good one. He's knocked out. Round 2, Bruno's won again. Now what are they going to say? The big punch of Bruno has absolutely rendered him unconscious, and I hope he's all right. Well, this fight, which was sponsored by the Daily Mirror and the Sunday Mirror, has come to a dramatic...
In July 2012, unbeaten WBC light welterweight champion Danny Garcia and WBA champion Amir Khan met in a title unification bout.
Good luck, touch him up.
Who say he's been overrated.
For Khan to reestablish himself as the #1 man. Khan with a hard right hand himself.
Khan looked sharp from the start as he used his fast and accurate jab to keep the underdog Garcia at bay for the first 2 rounds. By the end of round 2, Khan had opened a cut above Garcia's right eye, but the tide turned suddenly in the final 30 seconds of round 3 as Garcia dropped Khan hard with the massive left hand.
Down goes Khan off a sensational counter left hook by Garcia. Sensational counter left hook, and Amir Khan may not get...
Khan quickly jumped to his feet, but never fully recovered from the knockdown.
Sensational counter left hook, stay in the fight.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Amir Khan was in huge trouble.
Although Khan managed to make it out of the round, he was floored for the second time, only 8 seconds into round 4.
Garcia with a big opportunity. Khan's knee touch. That's another knockdown. 2 knockdowns so far for Danny Garcia. 4, 5, 6, 7. Tremendous.
Khan made it back to his feet and somehow managed to survive a few moments before Garcia knocked him down for the third and final time.
Garcia has vindicated his father's misbehaviors.
In July 2011, Marius and Kevin McBride faced up for the vacant WBC International Heavyweight title.
Polskim kibicom pokaże tak naprawdę swą siłę. Nie chciał potwierdzić tutaj swoją formę.
McBride is remembered for ending Mike Tyson's boxing career in 2005. However, McBride was no match for the quicker and sharper Vach, who knocked him out cold in the 4th round, effectively ending his career.
McBride'a kolejna znakomita akcja. Ależ strzelił prawym nad lewą ręką i to jest po walce. Koniec tego pojedynku. Koniec. Mariusz Wach wygrywa przez knockout. Oto polski wiking. W ten sposób Mariusz Wach zakończył swoją 25. walkę w zawodowej karierze. Znakomicie sobie ustawił lewą ręką, potem kiedy zjechała ta lewa ręka.
In March 2008, unbeaten Pablo Hernandez defended his WBA Fedelatin and WBC Latino Cruiserweight titles against former WBC champion Wayne Braithwaite.
Juan Pablo Hernandez, Cruisergewicht, 12 Runden. Aber schon die erste Überraschung zu Beginn des Kampfes. Braithwaite, der eigentlich auch in der Normalauslage und bekommt hier die erste Hand von Hernandez. Die erste linke Schlaghand.
Hernandez dominated the fight from the start and floored Braithwaite midway into the opening round.
Versuchen hier lang zu boxen und hat ihn zum ersten Mal am Boden.
Braithwaite quickly got up but continued to struggle against Hernandez, who controlled the action.
Und Hernandez setzt nach.
However, Braithwaite floored an overconfident Hernandez with a counter right hand in the 3rd round.
Und da war die Hand von Braithwaite. Und es war eine schwere Hand.
Hernandez rose immediately, but Braithwaite sent him down the second time with another flurry of punches.
Kampf vielleicht noch fortsetzen zu können. Ist wieder am Boden.
Once again, Hernandez got up, but Braithwaite ended the fight for good with a 3rd knockdown.
Zweiter Niederschlag, noch 1:18 und ich glaube, das war's. Martinez zählt nochmal, aber Hernandez ist nicht da und er bricht den Kampf völlig richtig ab. Außer sich vor Freude.
In July 2008, Cuban Olympic gold medalist Yorkis Gamboa faced Al Seeger for the vacant WBO NABO featherweight title.
Let's do it.
Different. He's worked with this trainer before in Germany. Now they're back together.
With less than a minute left in the opening round, Gamboa landed a left hook to the body to set up a perfect knockout punch.
Time to prepare physically for this. Oh! Seeger did not. Wow! Gamboa! Huge right hand. And again, it came on the inside as Seeger was trying to grab. Yorkis Gamboa. You don't buy that hype? Buy in now.
In May 2012, David Price and Sam Sexton competed for the vacant British and Commonwealth heavyweight titles.
That is going to be very difficult again.
Price had no trouble against Sexton as he walked him down the entire fight.
I think once he settles into it, if he settles into it, he's going to have to fight in little bursts.
In the final seconds of round 3, Price floored Sexton with a hard right hand to the head.
Accurate with the jab, and he's just
got him. The hands are come, and it's come right at the end of the round.
Sexton was saved by the belt before Price could inflict further damages. However, Price continued with the assault in round 4 and dropped Sexton for the second time with a vicious right uppercut.
And it's survival time for Sam Sexton, and he may not survive much more of this. A beautiful right.
Sexton bravely climbed back to his feet and tried to rally, but the inevitable happened with only a minute left in round 4.
Price switches the attack downstairs, then finishes it with a beautiful right hook. And Howard Foster says that's it. What a finish from Price. The combination downstairs set it up. And then the finish, clinical, and Sexton is in some trouble.
In May 2013, British champion George Groves challenged Noe Gonzalez for the vacant WBA Intercontinental Super Middleweight title.
Second pistol to both. Here we go.
I'm getting a bit of criticism from Froch for doing that. He called him a traitor, Groves.
In the opening minute of the 5th round, Gonzalez walked right into Groves' right hand, which sent him crashing to the canvas.
Should he come through tonight? Oh, beautiful shot! Beautiful shot! Down goes Gonzalez, who hardly knows where he was. He's up quickly and he can hardly walk. Terry O'Connor looks closely. Is he ready to go? No, he isn't. He's stopped. He's all over. Groves has a big win. And he was classy tonight. Looks like a fighter going somewhere.
After compiling a perfect record of 21-0, Dominican Javier Fortuna faced Mexico's Miguel Zamudio. The interim WBA featherweight title was also on the line, but only for Zamudio, as Fortuna failed to make weight.
I want to hear from the promoter going into a fight on national television, any fight. De La Cruz for this fight, not with his usual trainer, and the training just wasn't right.
Fortuna swarmed Zamudio with a flurry of punches from the first bell and floored the Mexican with an overhand left less than 30 seconds into the bout.
Got that in his mouth.
Oh, good night. Beautiful left hook from Javier Fortuna. The training did not make beautiful left hook.
Zamudio made it back to his feet and tried to rally, but Fortuna simply went for the kill and ended the show with a brutal knockout.
Get clipped again, and Javier Fortuna is all over him. They call him a bumblebee because of his power.
Now all that Fortuna has to do now.
Oh,
that's where he sets up the power punch, the southpaw left hand, and that's what he did, and it's all over. And again, a mismatch when the contract was signed. Why can I stand here and say that it's going to be an early round, an early night? Why can I say on a fight plan that it's...
In this battle between two young unbeaten super middleweights, Alan Green and Jaden Condrington faced off in a scheduled 8-round bout in 2005. It was expected to be a highly competitive fight between the two touted prospects. Unfortunately, it was the complete opposite.
Let's have a good, clean fight. Keep your punches up. Come out.
Alan Sweetness green, black and gold, and in the blue, Jaden
Condrington produced one of the fastest and most vicious knockouts you'll ever see in just 18 seconds.
He promised to go inside, and he stung, and he has rocked Codrington's world and left, and it's over! Over in 18 seconds! Alan Green shocks the world.
Nick, he said he'd be aggressive from the start. I didn't believe him. He proved what he said he meant.
He absolutely devoured the New Yorker, Jaden Codrington, on the ground. Now let's listen in.
Get out of the ring! Get out of the ring!
In 2011, unbeaten Jesse Vargas faced former WBO featherweight title challenger Walter Estrada.
Mayweather. Para este combate, las últimas 3 semanas, el hombre encargado de manejarla. Y a Colombia no se queda atrás en cuanto a pegado, aunque ahí conecta nuestro patrocinador, Vargas, atacando.
After a tentative opening round, Vargas stopped the veteran with a frightening knockout in round 2.
Bueno, Bernardo, qué clase mano izquierda cuando estaba sin balance. Lo vemos acá a menos de 1 metro de distancia de nuestra mesa de trabajo. Lo están atendiendo el cuerpo médico, pues. Y una victoria impresionante. Hablan al...
British heavyweight contender Gary Mason faced Donnie Long in his 14th professional bout. The hard-hitting Mason, who had defeated all his opponents via knockout, added Donnie to his long list of victims by knocking him out cold midway into round 1.
And Mason's got him with a right. First round, he's never going to get up from that. And that's a big disaster for the master of disaster. Out, counted out, 1.5 minutes. Round 1, Donnie Long having to be hoisted from the floor by Denny Mancini and Larry O'Connell, the referee.
In March 2017, former IBF middleweight champion David Lemieux challenged Curtis Stevens for the WBC Continental Americas and vacant WBO Intercontinental middleweight titles.
Ouais, c'est rare que David est le plus grand des deux pugilistes dans un combat.
The two men went toe-to-toe from the opening bell, engaging in a brutal slugfest for the first 2 rounds.
Son jab, il faut surtout contrôle ses émotions, bon crochet, et là-haut, on s'échange les bons.
The back and forth continued in the 3rd round, but the bout ended suddenly with only a minute left as Lemieux connected with a short left hand.
Et là, Lemieux!
C'est fini! Le crochet de Lemieux!
Il lui a fermé les lumières!
Oh boy!
Quelle puissance de David Lemieux!
Quel droit! Un coup!
Et il arrive au meilleur round de Stevens.
Oui, c'est le meilleur round de Stevens. Il prenait confiance, il s'ouvrait davantage.
Et regardez comment c'est long avant qu'il revienne à lui.
Ça, c'est des images.
In July 2012, American veteran Monty Barrett defended his WBO Asia Pacific and WBO Oriental heavyweight titles against New Zealand's Shane Cameron. Cameron had previously lost the title to David Tua, whom Barrett defeated to become the new champion.
The final instructions right there by Brian Vocali. Asia Pacific and WBO Oriental champion he is. 41-year-old.
Barrett appeared to be the busier fighter in the earlier going, but Cameron landed the more telling blows.
Physical trainer who really this thing can end in a hurry.
The accumulation of Cameron's punches began to take a toll on Barrett. Cameron ended the show with a frightening knockout at the start of round 4.
Shane Cameron in New Zealand, you have your champion.
In 1989, 36-year-old former WBA heavyweight champion James Smith faced Canadian prospect Razor Ruddock. Despite his advancing age, Smith showed that his power has not declined as he decked Ruddock with a massive right hand in round 2.
Ruddock moving and Ruddock doesn't plant his feet. He can take away that power.
Man, what an awesome right hand. Donovan Razor Ruddock.
Ruddock, however, took it well and began using his speed and agility to hurt the former champion.
Ruddock trying to tie up, and he's a banger, and I wonder just how long those legs are going to be able to carry him.
I don't know. The only thing that I know that Bone Crusher will have until the very end is the power. He might not have the wind, he might not have the stamina, he might not have the legs, but he's got time.
In round 7, Smith, who had become a stationary target, was knocked out by Ruddock's famous smash punch.
Bone Crusher looking to tie up. Ruddock left hand. He's down. He's down. Couple of right hands followed by a left hook.
And I think he might have got one more right in there, but that's going to be it, Russ. It's over. Holy cow, count him out.
If Evander Holyfield was right, they're going to have to pay him a lot of money to face this man.
You got that right, but not for the reason that Evander Holyfield elucidated.
In December 2016, former WBO middleweight champion Hassan Ndam challenged unbeaten Alfonso Blanco for the interim WA middleweight title. The bout started with both men looking to get a feel for each other, but all of a sudden, the fight was over in just 22 seconds. In May 1999, newly crowned WBO light welterweight champion Carlos Gonzalez made the first defense of his title against Randall Bailey. Both men were known for their exceptionally high knockout ratio, so many expected fireworks.
May the best man win. Shake hands.
Knockouts to his credit, Bailey has a cool confidence about him, almost like he knows something, even though he has never been here. Bailey also a fast.
Expectedly, both men came out swinging in the opening round. However, 28 seconds into the fight, Bailey caught the champion with a left hook, which sent him crashing to the canvas.
22 knockouts in 3 rounds or less, and left hook, and down goes the champion, Gonzalez.
Gonzalez reportedly with a good chin speed. That speed. He's gone. Fight's over.
It's over. 28 seconds in. Randall Bailey from right here in Miami is the new WBO junior welterweight champion.
He is going crazy. I think he's going to get.
Following 2 back-to-back defeats, former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua made a comeback against the Nordic Nightmare Robert Helenius.
Once again, the pressure piled high.
Midway into round 7, Joshua unloaded with a massive right hand that immediately sent the Nordic Nightmare into dreamland.
It's not a mug. Just as he said, he was struggling to find the range. I told you. He lands the conclusive right hand, and in an instant, it's all over. I said he was capable of this. He jumps out of the ring. I said he was capable of this.
In 1991, Jimmy Smith made his professional boxing debut against Tony Moscow.
I'm in charge, you understand? Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands, come out boxing.
To make his pro debut here at the Sun Dome a month ago.
From the first bell, it was apparent that Smith had no experience in boxing whatsoever.
This may be a pretty good matchup. What do you think?
The fight was over as soon as it started, as Moscow knocked his opponent out with a single punch.
Sock him, robot, and timber! He is cold-cocked by Tony Moscow.
I've fallen and I can't get up!
You can almost hear it. It may be a good night. The Smiths not holding up. The Smith brothers not holding up too well here at the Sun Dome. This guy's genuinely hurt, though. He walked into a haymaker. The crowd is going nuts. We'll get another look at it, albeit a quick one.
It looks like he's having an epileptic fit.
In January 2017, Carlos Takam and Marcin Rakowski competed for the vacant IBF Intercontinental Heavyweight title. Following a tentative first 2 rounds, Takam floored Rakowski with a hard left hand in round 3.
Ładnie zaatakował po raz kolejny, no i mamy w tej walce pierwsze liczenie.
Rakowski quickly jumped to his feet while Takam went for the kill. However, Rakowski managed to fend off the onslaught by Takam to make it out of the round.
Dwoma takimi zrywami w półdystansie, oba lewe sierpowe doszły.
But less than a minute into round 4, Takam continued from where he had stopped in the previous round and ended the fight with a brutal knockout.
Rekowskiego za chwilę może być już po walce. Odsłonił się Rekowski, potężny lewy sierpowy. Ciężko pada na deski Polak i to jest koniec walki. Carlos Takam znokautował Marcina Rekowskiego w 4. rundzie.
In May 2024, undefeated Mark Chamberlain took on Nigerian Joshua Wahab for the vacant WBC silver lightweight title.
Nigeria tonight has only lost once, as Richie mentioned, so far.
Chamberlain floored Wahab with a lightning-fast left hook in the final minute of round 1.
Commentary position, he swapped. Oh, that's a great shot. Short, sharp, accurate, full of power. And he might struggle to...
Wahab made it back to his feet, but Chamberlain trapped him against the corner and unleashed a flurry of punches to claim the vacant title.
There's not a great deal left, and he's in there for the finish, and he gets it.
What a performance from Mark Chamberlain. Just finishes his opponent off. Going into this contest, he had 6 wins in the first round. That's the 7th. It all started off, Fletch, with that left hand. What a peach of a...
In February 2021, New Zealand's Hemi Ahio and towering heavyweight Julius Long met in a rematch. Despite his intimidating size, Long could not press his advantage as he was consistently beaten to the punch by the much smaller Ahio.
Long looking for the left hook there.
Taking a lot of punishment, absorbing a lot of shock. Every time he eludes a punch too, not that time though. It saps the energy.
They're bombing away. Sometimes he can get out into space.
Hemi having a laugh himself. They're getting sucked into the showmanship.
After taking too many punches, Long finally stumbled to the canvas in round 7, where he was counted out.
George Foreman just down out of sheer exhaustion.
How has he not gone down?
The ropes are keeping him up. 10 seconds to go in the round. There he goes. And he's down. And he's down. And he's down. He's chopped at a tree. The towel has come in. Finally, shot after shot after shot. And Julius Long has dropped. Hemi Ahio had to dig very deep. He is still down. 7 rounds in. The 10-second.
In October 2000, Oleg Maskayev defended his PABA heavyweight title against unbeaten Kirk Johnson.
Good luck. As you mentioned, that's going to be a very important question in this fight, because normally he reminds me of a...
Maskayev, known for his terrific right hand, hurt Johnson at the end of round 1.
He was giving us a little bit of a restaurant guide last night. That's the right hand.
However, Johnson regrouped and floored Maskayev less than 30 seconds into the 4th round.
Okay, Jim. I got 2. We've got a knockdown. A big knockdown with a left hand by...
Maskayev returned to his feet, only for him to be knocked out of the ring moments later.
But this, once again, is going to be interesting to see if he can survive. Maskayev goes through the ropes. Same place where he put Hasim Rahman last year in Atlantic City. It's over. And the referee stops the fight. And Kirk Johnson, who told us that he didn't think he could knock out Oleg Maskayev, does it with a huge left hand. I mean, a big one.
Well, we've talked about it, Emmanuel, endlessly about the left hook being the most devastating.
In 2004, Wayne Alexander and Merdud Takalu contested for the vacant WBU light middleweight title.
What happens now as they fight for real later on in their careers, Alex?
The British rivals engaged in a slugfest from the first round.
Very well because of the sparring, so there shouldn't be too much of a scouting.
Blast his way out of trouble, but he's been down in his...
In round 2, Takalu hurt Alexander with a devastating body shot.
From Wayne Alexander, which is where he always looks happy. That's a good point.
But Alexander endured the pain and responded with a head-spinning left hook that ended the fight immediately.
They're getting out the gum shield, and Wayne Alexander explodes back to the forefront of the domestic scene, and Takalu doesn't know where he is. That is what he can do.
Well, just like Nigel Benn a few years before is at his most dangerous when he's been hurt himself. He took a tremendous body shot. At the time I was thinking Alexander Grant Holder tackle.
In May 2021, Olympic bronze medalist Joshua Buatsi defended his WBA International Light Heavyweight title against fellow unbeaten contender Daniel Dos Santos. Both men met at the center of the ring, looking to establish dominance early on.
That's the way he's going to teach you. So what?
And I'm sure that's one thing Virgil Hunter would have said is don't rush in on this fella.
Buatsi floored Dos Santos in the second round with a chopping right hand.
Established his jab right away.
He's putting it under some pressure.
Once Dos Santos had tasted Buatsi's power, he wanted none of it. However, Buatsi went after his opponent and unloaded a perfect right hand that sent Dos Santos crumbling to the canvas in round 4.
Don't bother counting that. Wow, that's what he does. Absolutely destructive power with that right hand, and he went down in such a manner that you knew that he could be in some distress here, and hopefully Daniel Dos Santos.
Former WBC Super Flyweight champion Tomas Rojas challenged Japanese champion Shinsuke Yamanaka for his WBC Bantamweight title. Yamanaka, who was making the second defense of his title, and Rojas engaged in an all-out war from the opening bell. The thrilling back-and-forth contest saw both men take each other's best punches. However, only 30 seconds into the 7th round, Yamanaka connected with a vicious shot, violently knocking out the brave challenger. Thank you for watching this video. Let us know in the comments below which one is your favorite fight. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and turn on the post notifications.